I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire Rabbit Hole Edition, Political Onesies.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.
We are going to try something new here on Dumpster Fire because the other day I went down the rabbit hole of political onesies. I was looking for a onesie as an example for a piece I was writing, and then lo and behold, I stumbled into the insane and crazy political onesie world where people put these things on their children, and I can't believe it. I can't believe you would even put this on your child for an advertisement. And we were all in the chat sending them. Sam, Better Phetasy, and I. Poor Maggie probably woke up to 700 text messages.
Maggie wants to unsubscribe.
Maggie's like, delete. Maggie has left the chat. And we were just like, we kept topping each other with the more and more insane onesies that we found. And then I'm like, we have to do a dumpster fire on this.
Yeah. It's insane.
And we have so many rabbit holes that this just seems, the internet is a dumpster fire. So this seems like something that we can easily do. And if you have any kind of suggestions for rabbit holes that you'd love Dumpster Fire to cover, specific topics like this, put them in the comments. Let us know. We're going to probably do a lot more of these. While you're here, go subscribe to Phetasy.com if you want to see the unedited, mostly version of this insane show that is Dumpster Fire. You'll get the unedited version on Sunday, a day before the edited version drops. You also get the ad-free version behind the paywall if you can't handle a couple of ad reads. And there's a whole community back there of like-minded and crazy individuals. You know, it's really the shelter for the politically homeless. We all manage to get along for the most part and have a great time and chat and share recipes and pictures of our dogs that drive me crazy. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, touch my bells and buttons. So, we're going to take you through the wild and wacky world that is political onesies. Believe me, I could have gone on. This episode could have been 7 hours long. I just picked some of the ones that jumped out immediately. Once you start going down this rabbit hole,
Curiouser and curiouser.
it's capitalism always wins. If you can put it on a t-shirt, it probably exists. Also, if you want some merch, like this is my vaccine passport t-shirt, one of our best sellers, you can go to BridgetPhetasy.com. We are in partnership with Squid Print, another small business. It's really exciting. And if you have ideas for merch or things that jump out at you, you know, hit us up. It's pretty easy and we can be fast and nimble on this stuff. And we will probably be selling some of our more hilarious onesie ideas that we came up with on this episode. We'll start with some that are pretty funny.
Before we go into the
funny,
darkness.
kind of more benign.
This episode will just get progressively darker as we go along.
Okay, first we have, my mom doesn't want your fucking advice.
Yeah, I don't. As a new mom, I don't want your fucking advice. No, some advice is good if you ask for it. In general, in life, people don't want advice unless they're asking for it. So just as a matter of being human, don't give advice unless it's solicited. But man, when you're a new mom, it's like everyone's got a plan.
Everyone's coming at you with their advice.
Everyone's got a plan for your baby and how to get it to sleep. I might buy that onesie. I just think putting a swear on a baby is weird.
Yeah, it is. A little weird.
Just feels a little inappropriate.
That's too young.
Excuse me.
She's become very prim and proper now that she's a mother. All of a sudden, she's a lady.
Mm-hmm. I wear watches.
Then we have feeling cute. Might shit myself later.
Come on, Sam. I thought you'd like that one.
That's pretty good.
So
Another
tacky.
swear.
Oh, boy, Sam.
Sam, you're the most basic person
I know,
of all.
but I wouldn't be buying that.
So the reason that I really wanted to cover political onesies is because we live in this time where everything needs to be addressed constantly. Everyone who's been happy to be apolitical and just sit and enjoy their football and their latte has been pulled off the sidelines and into the culture wars, whether they wanted to partake in them or not. And nowhere is this reflected more than in the onesie market. Since the dawn of ironic t-shirts, they've been using children as billboards for their wealth or whatever, but now they're like little activists. And there's a onesie that says future activist.
Yeah.
No.
Ugh, come on. So you just automatically don't want people to like your baby?
Everyone's an activist, even your infant. So yeah, that was the first one that I stumbled into, and that was what took me down this rabbit hole. It goes deep.
And we've moved into some feminist onesies.
Because this is kind of how rabbit holes unfold. Pretty innocently. You're like, oh, everyone's an activist. Okay, I get it. You have that stupid sign, love is love, in this house we believe, and you're going to put this onesie on your baby. And then, of course, if you're a feminist, you're going to get some feminist onesies for your daughter or son.
Like, you can't spell truth without Ruth.
The like Ruth Bader Ginsburg obsession in the onesie market is really wild. These are only two of the like dozens that exist out there. Jaron and I were talking, these can't be real. I mean, they have to be gag gifts. People can't really be putting these on their kids, right? Some of these,
I hope not.
Some of these, sure, I think like the RBG and whatever. But as we get into the crazier ones, I'm hoping they're just like gag gifts. I hope.
P on the patriarchy.
Yeah, there's a lot of P on the patriarchy.
Golden showers. Jesus Christ, Sam. And then thigh rolls, not
I
gender
agree, though, with
roles.
Sam. It's a weird freaking connotation to have with baby.
Yeah, it is.
Pedophiles are everywhere.
Yeah. Seems like a pedo made that.
All right, then we have thigh rolls, not gender roles.
I'd be mad if, like, you grew up and I was in all these pictures with, like, P on the patriarchy.
I know. It's like such a weird message. Okay, sure.
So weird.
You grow up and become, like, a weird fetishist.
All right, LGBTQ. We've got just pride.
Yeah. Of course, being that this is the most commercialized movement of all time, the LGBTQ, and there's a pride flag everywhere in June that you can't turn around without seeing one. Of course, these onesies exist, and some of them are kind of cute and wholesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's good that the dads and the moms of the world have some representation in the onesie market.
Yeah. Ain't no dads like the two I got. That's cute.
These are fine.
Yeah, cute. Yeah. Of course I'm cute. Look at my mom's.
Cute.
Cute. Proud to be gay and black.
Okay.
That exists. I thought we weren't supposed to put our gender ideology on to children.
Right. I thought we weren't supposed to impose our own gender beliefs.
This is a onesie, a 0 to 3 size onesie. These all exist, by the way. I have the links. I'm not making these up. They're on sale. And this one was a prominent one that showed up when you entered Pride onesies.
Wow.
I'm like, who is putting this on their infant? I need to know, has one of these been sold? One.
Why? Oh, I'm sure a lot
I'm
of them
sure
have been
they
sold.
have.
Why are you making assumptions about your child's sexuality? Your baby's sexuality.
It's craziness. I don't get it. That one always cracked me up. And then we get into the real culture wars, the Democrat versus Republican. As you would expect, they get crazy too. You're using your child as a pawn in the culture war.
Yeah.
It's just so wild. I'm going to put an I hate everything onesie on my child.
I would buy that one.
My daddy's a Republican, but I still love him.
That one's so messed up.
I think I hate the fact that it's in Comic Sans more.
It's true. It's a terrible font.
I know Sam was getting so mad in the chat. She'd be like, and in Comic Sans. Why? I think it's funny to tell your husband that you want to divorce him. And, like, put that on your baby.
I want a divorce onesies.
Mom wants a divorce because you're a Republican. Just start passing messages through your child's onesie.
My daddy's a Republican, but I still love him, but mommy doesn't. On the back, I want a divorce.
You'll be hearing from my attorney.
Okay. What else is in this amazing category?
Then we have Make America Great Again in Russian.
Of course. There's so many I didn't get. There was one that was like Seize the Means. There's a whole Marxist onesie. Seize the Means of Production.
Oh, God. Wow.
There's so many that I just was like, I can't even go down this rabbit hole. Like the whole like commie rabbit hole of onesies.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of Marxist babies out there. All right, what's next in the Republican group?
Then we have Republican because welfare isn't an occupation.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Imagine being at the grocery store, paying with your food stamps, and you see somebody with this kid.
Some little redneck on welfare has their baby in this.
Yeah, and then it's hard because you immediately like
I hate
you're
this
like, what
kid.
a little douchebag child. Yeah. It's like that baby had nothing
right
to do
now.
with the message that's on it.
On the back, it just says future racist.
Pretty much.
Then we have I Cry Less Than a Liberal.
Okay, that one's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Be like, I cry
In an annoying way.
less than AOC.
Jaron wants that one.
Of course he does.
I just want one with the face of the screaming lady. The like,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I just want one with that woman's face on it. I don't know. I feel like it'd be setting her up. She'd be like, why did you do this?
I hate you, Mom.
And then there's one with a picture of Ronald Reagan on it that says, I smell commies.
It would be cool to have a baby with the I smell commies and like the Seize the Means onesies just next to each other. It's like, yeah, you do.
Especially if they were like twins and you were raising them to hate each other. You were performing some sort of experiment.
The baby's just side-eyeing his twin and the Seize the Means. And it's like, I smell commies.
That's funny.
I just can't imagine putting Ronald Reagan on my child.
On a baby?
No. All of this is in the context that these go on babies.
I know, the tiniest little, most innocent beings.
And they're so wholesome. That's what's so dark about the political onesie rabbit hole is that these children, and you see it with your own kid, like she wakes up happy, they just come into the world so just blankly happy and innocent and generally stress-free other than when something's up and they cry. And then you want to put all this shit on them?
I know. I hold her
like,
and I'm like, she's so pure.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And you're
they're
gonna-
just so sweet.
That's what's f***ed up about these is it takes away from that.
Yeah.
It taints this pure being with your f***ed up ideology.
Yeah.
Maggie and I already hate the baby wearing welfare t-shirts.
I know. We're like, that stupid baby. How dare he?
See if we help you when you're crying.
Yep.
Moving into MAGA onesies.
Oh, Lord.
Hiding from Biden.
That one's pretty funny.
Yeah. Again, why? Do you need to put Biden's name on your child?
You might as well just put a hiding from pedophiles
Oh.
on your child.
Wow.
And that's just disturbing.
I know. Hiding from Biden is pretty disturbing too.
Then we've got traitor, as in traitor,
Traitor.
Joe's.
I'd like to see a kid go into Trader Joe's wearing that.
And get kicked out.
It's so sad.
Get that baby out of here. We don't like his message.
Who buys these and puts them on their kid unironically?
I don't
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Probably.
know. Oh, yeah. She's probably
Totally.
making bank producing her own onesies.
And then there were all kinds of like Trump ass kissing onesies because the like cult can't help but worship there. There was a Kim Jong-un onesie.
No.
Yeah. Like a picture of it for a onesie on a baby.
What? Who wants to put that f***ing guy on their child? Unless
Wow.
you live in North Korea and are like brainwashed by Kim Jong-un into thinking he's the best.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the Trump onesies.
Yeah. Then we've got Ron DeSantis
Onesies.
onesies.
Yeah, when I went down the Trump rabbit hole, there was simultaneously coming up all over the place were these Ron DeSantis onesies, and I was like, he's running. This is how I know he's running.
Yeah, it's got DeSantis 2024 Make America Florida.
Yeah, he's running.
Jesus.
This is when I knew Trump's not kissing that baby.
Has Trump ever kissed a baby, even his own?
I think he'll kiss this baby.
Which one?
This pro-life baby. I survived Roe v. Wade.
Okay, and now we get into the darker messaging.
Oh, boy.
At least the pro-life ones on a baby makes sense.
Yes, like logically, I would never want to put them on my baby, but
No, it's like I survived Roe v. Wade and all I got was this lousy onesie.
All I got are these lousy parents.
And there's a pro-life Baby Lives Matter onesie.
oh God.
It's the meshing. It's the blob absorbing everything.
The ACAB onesies.
Oh my
All
God.
cops are bastards. Yeah, we've just got ACAB in a cute little ABC font with a little pig.
There's like 50 variations of this one, of course.
This is such a cute little kid. And I immediately hate
Why are
it.
you going to put that on your kid?
What
That's
if your
something
kid
you
needs help and you're calling the police and the police show up to help you and your kid is wearing that.
your kid is choking.
and the police are immediately like, nope, sorry.
Oh, we're bad. Okay.
This is something I saw spray painted on the side of like an eyewitness news van. It's not something you put on your child.
And there's another one with little like child building blocks. Oh, there's another one with Pee Wee Herman holding a little sign that says pigs.
He's a child diddler.
I know. Why would you put Pee Wee on a child? I thought he just masturbated.
I thought he diddled kids too.
I don't know.
think he
I don't
diddled
think he
kids,
diddled
did he?
kids.
Just
This
that,
really
just that phrasing alone.
I hate everything.
Hiding from diddlers.
Then we're moving on to pro Second Amendment.
This is another rabbit. Each one of these categories is its own special rabbit hole that you can go down if you really want to. Find your favorite ones and put them in the comments.
I'm proof that my daddy does not shoot blanks with a rifle.
Oh, Lord.
Again, though, it's so weird to put these like sexual connotations, sexual innuendos on a baby.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of a funny joke, but it's still like weird.
Uh-huh. It's two things you don't really want mixing, you know, like some sort of
It's
weird
like
sexual message
and
and your
guns.
baby.
And
like
babies.
And guns. Yeah.
A trashy backcountry onesie that you find in a trailer outside of a Bass Pro Shops.
I mean, this one's pretty
This
funny.
one's funny.
It's got your dad, a picture of, you know, one of those women's restroom signs with a person in a dress, and then my dad with a picture of like a person shooting a gun.
Seems a little bit like it could be transphobic.
Just slightly.
A touch.
Just a touch of the transphobia in that one.
At least, you know, the guy with the gun
It's
isn't
not-
aiming it
I
at
know.
the person in the dress.
Like my dad is hunting trans people. Yeah, I was glad to see they at least pointed the gun away from the person in the dress.
Uh-huh. All right, then we're moving into the Antifa onesies.
Oh my God, these are so f***ed up.
Sometimes napping, always anti-fascist.
Yeah, I didn't assume my baby was a fascist. Oh, thank God your baby has that onesie. Otherwise, I would have thought he was a Nazi.
Well, then we've got fuck Nazis, but without the vowels.
Yeah.
Like in the Run DMC
Yep.
style.
Yeah,
And-
that's another weird one.
Just straight up Antifa. And anti-fascist action.
There's a lot of Antifa ones.
Oh, and then there's the most fucked up one
Yeah, this is my favorite.
with a picture of Big Bird. All you alt-right nationalist fascist bootlickers can just fuck off.
Some heavy words for a baby.
I know.
Is that like is this what you put on your baby when you go to a BLM protest? Like when are you using this onesie exactly?
I don't know.
When you're meeting George Soros.
When you're at the like Black Bloc meeting, yeah, with your baby.
BlackRock.
And it's really long, so you kind of have to like lean into. It forces you to read it. You're like, "Oh, that's cute, Big Bird," and then you're like, "Oh, okay, calm down, baby." I said,
Don't
"Calm
yell.
down."
Don't yell.
I wonder what this kind of stuff does to the kid.
Just absorbing it into their skin.
Mm-hmm. They just become
Via the
radicalized.
Well, if they're being raised by someone who puts that on them, yes.
There's tons of BLM onesies too.
Then we're into the anti-capitalist onesies. I only cry when I realize capitalism is destroying the planet.
Okay, any kind of this goes from babies to adults. Any kind of anti-capitalism things and messaging that you're selling is ridiculous.
Automatically an oxymoron.
Automatically, it's a Phetasy. Really, it's like beyond parody. You're like, buy this anti-capitalist onesie for $20 about how bad capitalism is. There's a lot of these for babies.
Yeah.
The most beautiful Phetasy ever.
It really is. That's why I'm using my capitalism always wins mug. Like this whole episode is really capitalism always wins, but this category in particular is capitalism always wins.
Yeah. It's like, do they not understand the irony?
No.
That's why we're getting into the really ironic, the mind-bending ironic onesies.
Yeah, the Phetasy ones. Babies against capitalism. Sure.
Babies hate capitalism.
They're just born that way. And then eat the rich.
Wow.
I'm going to put that on my baby when we're on a yacht. A yacht for every pleb. Putting eat the rich on your child is just... this kid is going to grow up to be like the kid that's like, eat the rich. And they're sophomore year in high school and they come from like a upper middle class house. You're like, you mean your parents? You freaking traitor to your class.
By that time, your parents are now Republicans.
Yeah. They maybe started out, they've been fully red-pilled because they got canceled. She's gone.
All right. Then
flies.
we're moving into the
When did we get a fly problem around here?
more disturbing pro-choice ones.
Ugh. I think of all the onesies, these are the worst.
Starting out pro-ro.
I get it. I can see people at their women's marches wearing their pussy hats and their little babies in their pro-ro, but do you know the irony of putting a pro-ro onesie on a child? A baby in particular?
It just came out. Like,
It's not a t-shirt. An infant. A small new being that got to live in the world is wearing a pro-ro onesie. It just hurts me.
and it only gets worse from here.
Oh, it gets way worse.
Next, we have I Heart Abortion.
That one blows my mind. Sam just went like this.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. You put an I Heart Abortion on a freaking baby. No sense of self-awareness there.
I just...
Not the baby. The person who put this on the baby. Why are you going to drag babies into the abortion debate? It's dark.
Then we've got...
It makes me weirdly more pro-life. The pro-choice baby onesie market makes me pro-life.
I know. It's so disturbing. 'Cause it's like, I'm pro-choice, but don't be putting that shit on your baby.
No.
It has no business being there. Don't like abortions? Just ignore them like you ignore children in foster care.
Oh, wait, that's not the most disturbing one.
Wow.
Maggie loves that one.
That's really funny, but
Maggie's-
not for a baby.
Maggie's putting that one on her baby.
Then there's, if you cut off my reproductive choice, can I cut off yours? With a picture of like the feminine
Ovaries.
like, over uterus, but ovaries that are like flicking you off.
And what is that messaging? I don't even want to know. Like, you're going to,
Your
this
baby's-
baby's threatening to cut off your dick?
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
They have the scissors at the end.
That's a violent little baby. Get this violent baby away from me. This fucking fly.
And then possibly the worst one of all.
The worst
my
one.
God.
If I wanted the government in my uterus, I'd fuck a senator. That's so disturbing to put on a baby.
Yeah.
It's an infant.
Yeah.
You're talking about sex with an infant.
Yeah. Yeah. This baby's like,
Woody Allen wouldn't even put that on his baby.
God.
looks messed up. There was another really disturbing one too, isn't it on there? Yeah, there's one that says, now that I'm safe, I'm pro-choice.
Wow. What kind of message is that? That
now
doesn't make
that
any
I'm
sense.
safe, I'm pro-choice.
That doesn't make any sense. You're basically
So you were pro-life first,
well, you're
and then now that you're safe,
Talk about pulling up the ladder behind
just
you.
saying just the word safe. It's like it's basically a pro-life message.
It might be a pro-life one, or it might be a pro-choice one. I'm
It's
not
like,
really sure.
It's like this is a Phetasy. We can't tell which side it's on because it could be just super ironic or it could be like real.
I wanted to make one that's like marked safe from abortion. I survived Roe v. Wade. Marked safe from abortion. Yeah, the pro-choice onesies are probably the worst.
Because they don't make sense.
Right.
Because it's not a message you should be putting on a baby. It doesn't make sense.
like your
You're like,
baby should be wearing girl power.
it's like too soon. Too soon for that kind of joke. That this is a brand new being that did not get aborted. So
Yeah.
it can't be pro-choice quite yet.
Too soon. Too close.
Too soon. Too soon,
That
guys.
baby's like, too soon.
All right, then we're moving into the Trans-Activism Onesies.
Also seems really messed up to put on a baby.
We've got one
It's a
with
lot of pressure.
like a black power fist. Black trans lives matter.
Why are you putting this on a baby? Anyone?
I have no answers for you, Bridget.
This is like a onesie that someone who is like an ally would put on their baby
Yeah.
to just signal how woke they are. It's definitely like, see how woke my baby is? Dun, dun, dun.
Let me virtue signal through my baby.
Ugh. Disgusting. Anyone who uses their baby to virtue signal.
Yeah. And then we've got male, female, with little check boxes next to them, transgender, and that one's checked off.
What the fuck? This makes no sense. If your whole thing is we're not going to put anything on a child and they're going to identify whenever they want to identify, and I'm going to call it a baby and be a crazy person and dye my hair purple and go on some rant on TikTok. If that's your whole MO, you don't get to choose that your baby's transgender either.
Yeah.
Your infant, child.
Yeah.
what
you-
happened to letting them pick?
They don't get to pick.
Right.
Because you're virtue signaling on your fucking child.
And it's like Blair White said on the podcast, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
She also said there's no such thing as trans kids.
Uh-huh.
Like, trans children don't exist.
And then we've got trans as awesome.
Another swear word on a child.
In like Transformer font.
Because it's trans.
They're
Get it?
transforming.
Yes, I get it. I get it.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Then we just got one where it's like, what the f is this?
Which one is this?
I can smell your mom's herpes from the front lawn.
Oh, yeah, that's in the what category?
Uh-huh.
Jaren found that one, of course.
Of course. That's so weird.
Why would you put that on a child?
Why would you have that
Who
as a
gifts
message
this?
anywhere on any shirt? Like, where did that come from?
That's a whole series. They have T-shirts. They have...
I can smell your
About
mom's
your
herpes.
mom's
Yes.
herpes?
It's a whole series.
Oh my god!
I think they just decided to slap it on a onesie, too.
And then they leaned in hard.
Yeah.
Wow, they must be selling well then. If that's,
A lot of moms have herpes.
but what's up with smelling herpes? Like what?
That's just like one that you're like, I'm going to get revenge on my neighbor who I hate.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this onesie on my baby and fight dirty. I wouldn't put that on my baby.
No.
The only one I put on my baby was "Don't touch me, peasant."
Yes, I really liked that one.
That'd be a good one.
Especially
We
when she
have
was
that.
crying.
Someone gifted that to me. That's what I mean. I think most of these, a lot of them are gag gifts. Like that was someone just gave me that as a gag. And it's funny on a baby when they're crying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like these.
No.
These are pointed
Yeah.
political statements that you're making with your baby
Yeah.
at your fucking MAGA rally or your protest riot.
ACAB protest.
Your riot you're taking your baby to.
And then we've got one final one here that seems
On brand.
on brand for Bridget. Kick Elon off the planet.
That seems like an anti-capitalism one. Onesie.
Or just an anti-Elon one.
Yeah, I know. That was what came up when I Googled Feminist Onesies. It was one of the first ones.
Weird.
Kick Elon off the planet. I'm like, okay, I didn't realize he was anti-feminist. So yeah, we have some joke onesies too that we came up with of our own future social media poster. That was better Phetasy.
I thought we weren't going to swear on our babies.
I'm not putting this on my baby. These are just ideas for people who want to put them on their babies. And then we had the election was stolen.
That can be for anyone.
Yeah, that could be for both sides. And January 6th was a false flag was another one. Because we were like, who puts these things on their babies? These messages. I'm sure we could sit here and come up with baby onesies all day. The one I have always wanted to put on is Grammy Calls Me Payback.
Yeah.
Wholesome and cute, people. If you are in the onesie market, try and make them wholesome and cute. Don't make them disturbing. Like there's one that was really cute that was like eat local or something, and then it was just like two little boobs, but they're kind of like, it was cute. It wasn't like disturbing, political, dark, pro-choice.
Yeah. Like there's mild jokes that can be made.
No, some of them are cute. Some of the onesies in the market are cute, as they should be, because it's a baby. And if you put a onesie on a baby, it should be cute. It shouldn't be political. It shouldn't be messed up. And it shouldn't be trying to make some kind of statement about their gender.
For real.
Or reproductive rights.
These poor children.
I'm like, I kind of feel like that baby is pro-life.
Whatever
Well,
you
so-
put on the baby, he will grow up and be the exact opposite of
Yeah.
that.
Beware.
That's how it feels.
Beware.
Well, that's it. That's our political onesie episode. I hope you enjoyed the rabbit hole as much as we did. And let us know which crazy ones you find. And I am telling you, I left out some of the darker ones because I don't need that in my life. So just hit us up in the comments with other rabbit holes you might want us to cover, and perhaps your favorite onesies that you found. And now that you have gone down this rabbit hole, you're welcome.
Phetasy News.
So make sure you check out our podcast walk-ins. Welcome. We recently had on the trigonometry guys, Constantine Kissin and Francis Foster, as well as Luis Perry and Thomas de Zengotita, author of Mediated. So check out Walk-ins Welcome. Subscribe wherever you can. Tell your friends about that as well. Tell your friends about us because we get throttled by the algorithm. Join us over on Rumble. Speaking of getting throttled by the algorithm, the best place to find us is Rumble. You can get all of our content there early as well. And Dumpster Fire is also a podcast, so make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Join the community at Phetasy.com. You get to watch the mostly unedited version on Sundays, and you get the edited version ad-free on Mondays as well. And it's also just a great community of like-minded people who are hilarious and fun and sweet. Tell us in the comments which onesies you want us to make. They're both shaking their heads. And shop our merch at BridgetPhetasy.com. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, touch my bells and buttons. And that's it, I think. Thank you to our patrons and supporters and subscribers and viewers. We can't do any of this without you. Thank you to Better Phetasy. Dave Yates and Kristen Malia did my makeup again. Thank you, Sammy Flaps and Folds.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cousin Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome. This has been your Dumpster Fire Rabbit Hole Edition, Political Onesies. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich and buy some onesies.